Hey, this is Cheryl Fosnot. This is take two. I do not know what happened, but my video quit after just a few minutes. So I am Cheryl Fosnot with Table Talk, and I'm under the covering of 420 Fire with Scott Neary. And if you are not connected with 420 Fire, I highly recommend you do. The last time we were together, actually, Scott Neary was here, and we did a live video from the church he was ministering at in Gatesville. So, and when we were together before, we talked about knowing the Lord. Do you really know the Lord? So if you missed any of that, please go back and watch it. Tonight we're going to be talking about stewardship. And this is really something that's really been heavy on my heart a lot lately. And actually, the first part of the week, the Lord started really convicting me. And so I have spent some time on my face before the Lord about this and repenting, actually. My husband and I haven't always been good stewards of the money that He's given us, or the time, or our talents, or the jobs even that He's given us. And so we're going to talk about that. And actually, stewardship is the word for 2023 that He has given me, that this is going to be something that we're going to be working on together, the Lord and I, to grow in me. Anyway, and so I just want to, I've got a lot of scripture, so I'm just going to jump right in because I don't want to keep you long. And this is Wednesday night. It's not Thursday, and I know I normally come to you on Thursday night, but with the holidays, I'm very sporadic during the holidays. So please bear with me, and once the New Year hits, we'll be back on schedule for every Thursday. So Psalms 24 says, "The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein it. For He has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the rivers." So the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything in this world is the Lord's. Every ounce of oil, every ocean, every cow, every person is the Lord's. Every penny that you have, every breath that you take, every friend, every relationship that you have, every gift, every talent that you have, it's all His. It's all from Him. And He has called us and created us to manage these things, being His managers on earth, or His stewards. And so I have fallen short in that area a lot. And I believe, I think that this is a timely message, not just for me. I pray that I'm not the only one who doesn't steward my time well, or who doesn't steward my relationships well, or the gifts that the Lord's given me, or my money. And so I pray that as we go through this, and even through this year, I feel like this is going to be kind of a theme. A lot of it is how to better manage this amazing gift of life that the Lord has given us, because each day is a gift. That's why it's called a present. So we have to manage these presents well. When it's somebody else's stuff, we have to take care of it. And for me, I'm kind of a fly by the seat of your pants type person, and I believe that the Lord is calling me to seek Him more in decisions on how I spend my time, how I spend my money, how the relationships that I pursue, or the relationships that I kind of let go, or the relationships that I actually end, and how to steward my body better. And so the Lord is I know that He's going to be working with me on all these areas this coming year. I just feel it in my bones. And so when it's somewhat like, if you are an accountant for a company, you don't just spend the money how you want to. You ask the boss the best way to spend the money. And so the same as the Lord, if the Lord is Lord of your life, if Jesus is the Lord of your life, Lord means boss. And so we need to be consulting Him on how to spend the gifts and the talents and the all that he's given us, we need to consult him because it's his stuff. That we're just stewards. This is not our home. We're just passing through. So in Matthew 25, it says, start with verse 14. For it will be like a man going on a journey who's called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each one according to his ability. Then he went away, and he who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with him, and he made 5 talents more. So he also, who had the 2 talents, made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug the ground and hid his master's money because he was afraid. And so the ones who made more money, made extra talents, the master was pleased with them. And he took the 1 talent from the guy who hid it and gave it to the others. And so that's what the Lord is calling us to do, is to, what he gives us, he expects us to take and run with it and not just be complacent about it. He's given us each a day. What are we get? How much of the day are we going to squeeze out of this 24 hours that he's given us? How much of the gift of grace? He's given me so much grace, it's not even funny. How much grace am I going to be able to give today? How much, he's given me amazing relationships. Which relationships am I going to really pursue and be intentional in pursuing today? And so that is kind of how he's beginning to show me in these things. And money, we get money every all the time throughout the month. And so how am I going to be spending his money? And don't get me wrong, I tithe. My husband and I, we are believing in tithing, and we have tithed from the get-go, and we have been blessed because of it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too, because a lot of stewardship has to do with money, because often that is something that people want to hang on to. And the tithe is not the only part that's the Lord's. The whole kit and caboodle is the Lord's. And we need to be consulting the Lord, the boss, the owner, as to how he wants us to spend it. How best can we serve him in spending that money? In Titus 1:7 it says, for an overseer as God's steward must be above reproach. He must not be arrogant or quick-tempered or a drunkard or violent or greedy for gain. So we must, as stewards, we must be above reproach. In 1 Corinthians 4 it says, moreover, it's required of stewards that they be found trustworthy. Can the Lord trust you with today? Can the Lord trust that you're going to use today for his glory, that you're going to use it for to bring glory to him, and you're going to be honorable with today. You're going to be honorable with the money that he gives you, or whatever it is that he's placed in your hand today. Are you going to be trustworthy with it? The friends, the relationships, your spouse, are you going to be trustworthy with what he's given you? In 1 Timothy 6:17 it says, as for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, nor to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They're to do good. So people who have money are to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future. Gift and every perfect gift. So every gift, if you sing, he plays for the glory of the Lord.